So Stefan's last point was about SAF. We're going to jump to a very exciting report on what happened last week with 100% SAF. And so I'm going to ask Luke Irvine, the Head of Sustainability for Virgin Atlantic, to come up and tell us all about that flight and what went into it.
Thank you. So, last Tuesday, a date that will be etched on my memory for a long time. We, Virgin, flew a Boeing 787. It took off from London. It flew across the Atlantic and landed in JFK. And it was done so powered by 100% SAF on 2 Trent 100 Rolls-Royce engines. And before I kind of give you a bit more insight into what it took to deliver that mission, there's a short video which hopefully someone will play for you, which you will see Richard and Shai Weiss, our CEO, talking to. So if someone could play the video, that would be appreciated.
Well, today Flight 100 is flying from London to New York on sustainable fuel, and that's a first and very exciting.
We really wanted to show that it's safe to fly a commercial flight across the Atlantic on 100% sustainable aviation fuel. And we're going to share, by the way, all these learnings with the entire industry in the UK and the world. So a great day for aviation in general, showing that there is a pathway to decarbonizing long-haul aviation.
First of all, we're going to implement a sustainable aviation fuel mandate, so airlines have to use at least 10% sustainable aviation fuel by 2030, and we're using some taxpayers' money with private investment to get 5 SAF plants, commercial scale, under construction by 2025, so we've got a domestic industry to produce this fuel.
It's an exciting dam, and it hopefully will be the start of a future where people will be able to fly in future years on planes that are not emitting carbon. But there's still a long way to go, but this is a way of just showing that it can be done.
Virgin 100 clear for takeoff. Thanks for your well wishes. Both engines are running on 100% sustainable aviation fuel. We're ready to go.
Amazing, brilliant, a fantastic day. There's an awful lot of people in this room actually that were part of that journey or helped in some way. And I think for me, Flight 100, whilst it was a Virgin-led kind of collaboration with partners like Boeing here, Rolls-Royce, we had others like Rocky Mountain Institute, ICF, who are also in the room somewhere. I saw them earlier present. We had universities helping us do some of the research and development, so Sheffield University, Imperial College London. An awful lot of collaborators really helped to deliver this flight. And actually, far beyond that, we had Virent helping us with the fuel, we had AirBP helping us with fuel, and also the logistics. And it really was, I think, a great day for the aviation industry, because it shows that, there are no technical barriers to 100% SAF. It is about the scalability of SAF in general, getting money into that system and really making sure we can deliver the volume. So it was an amazing day. What I would probably want to talk you through a bit is how we kind of created the SAF that we used on the day. So we actually took a combination of 2 different types of SAF. We had a 88% heifer mix with 12% of what we call synthetic aromatic kerosene. So the heifer, as you all know, produces the paraffinic kind of qualities that we need from a jet fuel. The SAK that was produced by Virent really adds the density and also the aromatic components that we need to make sure that the engine runs really efficiently. So we did a lot of kind of testing on that fuel to begin with, and what we kind of looked at was trying to reproduce a SAF that really is exactly the same as a traditional kind of petro-based jet. We kind of looked at that fuel and understood that, whilst it has exactly the same qualities, it's not so kind of similar in terms of the approvals process. So approvals really was the key part to all of this. We ran that fuel through engines, we ran it through our APUs, and we really took the time with our Boeing engineers, with our Rolls engineers, and with our VA engineers to really understand where the risks were within using that fuel and to start to mitigate those risks. So much so that when we put in our submission to the CAA for a permit to fly, which was again a really collaborative process, we were able to quite quickly understand that really there is no reason why we can't use this fuel as a complete drop-in solution to replace jet. I think, you know, the approvals process is really, really key. But apart from the approvals process, we also looked at other things that surround the flight. So we've heard a lot about things like efficiency. I think, put in place about 18 different types of fuel efficiencies within kind of the ground support piece, but also the flight ops piece, targeting a 4% reduction in the actual fuel burn for the flight. It really is kind of a bit of a weird thing to say that it was only 4%, but actually only 4% across a whole year, an entire year, really does build up quite quickly. So much so that for us, you know, when you think about a 4% kind of saving for every flight across our kind of JFK London route, that kind of totals about 19,000 tonnes of CO2 per year. So it's those small efficiencies that can really help us kind of glean big savings. So ground and flight efficiencies were really kind of key to actually delivering a fuel-efficient flight as well. And we really put around all of that a robust life cycle analysis, measuring every single component of what it took to deliver this flight. So not just the flight itself, not just the ground-based fuel efficiencies, but also how passengers got to the airport, for instance, what food we were serving on board, and we really counted the carbon of all of those things to come up with a complete life cycle analysis of what it takes to deliver a flight. Obviously, fuel is a big saving, but you know, like I say, it's those small things as well that we really need to think about. I like the idea of a kind of a carbon diet and making sure that the plane is really as efficient as possible. What we're going to do with all this information is really kind of in the next few months synthesize it, make sure that we are counting it and really putting it out for the industry to learn from. I'm very conscious that I've only got 30 seconds left, but I think March time we'll actually take all of that data, we'll present it to industry. Hopefully industry will take a lot of learnings from that and actually we'll be able to move forward on making 100% SAF a more commonplace thing. What I would say is when we started this, we wanted to prove that SAF was a drop-in solution. I think where we've now got to is actually that call to action that we've heard so many times today about it being really about getting the money in, getting the investment in, scaling the industry, so actually 100% SAF can be a very common future for us all. Thank you.